All right, so your voice is getting tired and you have all kinds of tension in your singing. Tension is bad. Let's fix it. Welcome to Keith's Keys. My name is Keith Harris, and today we're dealing with tension, specifically in singers, but if you're a public speaker, you may find this video really useful as well. Tension is really going to wear the voice. It also, frankly, is hard on the audience. When we're watching a performer, we can see when someone's really tight and struggling. The difference in today's video, though, from a lot of materials you're going to find online, is that I'm not only going to deal with the tension in specifically tongue, jaw, and neck, but we're also going to talk about things you can do on stage in front of an audience. It's really good to have tools you can practice with in a practice room. But look, no one's perfect, and things come up on stage, whether due to nerves or just, sometimes something we're singing is really, really hard. So you need some things you can do on stage in front of an audience to deal with tension. And that's the really special part I want to give you today. We're going to deal with that. What can you do in front of an audience as well as when you're practicing? So let's start with the tongue, right? The tongue's a really big one. It's a massive muscle, and we think of the tongue as in our mouth, but it actually goes way down into our throat and can impact a whole lot of what's going on in our singing. So, of course, let's start with the normal one. You've seen everybody do this. Stick your tongue out. Now, what's wrong with this? Let me go slow. Does that look relaxed to you? No. You're not stretching or pulling or yanking your tongue out of your mouth. If you want to see if your tongue is tight, put the tip of your tongue here and just stick it out loosely. There you go. That's all you need to do. You might not want to do that one on stage. But if you're actually going to stick your tongue forward like that, and you're saying you want to do that because you have tension, don't add tension to it, right? Sometimes a little bit of tension is a matter of giving in, letting go. I was getting a massage once, and the massage therapist was really digging into a place that hurt, and after a while I finally said, "Man, I'm glad you backed off. That was really hurting." And the massage therapist said, "Well, actually, I'm pushing harder. You just stopped fighting me." So it's an interesting thing to think about with our bodies too. Are we going to fight our bodies to release it, or can we learn to just release? So in thinking of that, I thought, well, what if we go toward the tension? What if we go toward the pain and we give people something to do rather than telling them what not to do? Telling you relax might not do you a whole lot of good, right? So first of all, let's isolate the head. Because sometimes, a lot of my singers, I know, they think I say, well, what's tight? And they go, everything's tight. I don't know. So sit in front of a mirror and isolate your muscles. Can you move your cheeks by themselves? Can you move your tongue without flexing your neck? Can you flex your neck? Which ways can you isolate your muscles? This will not only make you a really good actor, because you'll know exactly what your face is doing, but it'll also help you really take care of your voice, because you're going to know exactly what's going on, what hurts, where the tension's coming from. Now, for your tongue, here's 3 of my favorite things to do on stage. First of all, take the tip of your tongue, push it against your teeth, the lower teeth, as hard as you can. Push, 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 and relax. Push, 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 relax. Do that about 2 or 3 times. And then after you push, relax the tongue. You may find that's all you need to do. Another way to do it, push either with the middle of your tongue or the tip of your tongue in the roof of your mouth. Do the same thing. If the tongue is tight, flex it and let it go. And this is something you can do on stage, right? If someone else is singing or you're waiting for a line, no one's going to notice if you're flexing your tongue and releasing it. So this is a really good way to kind of keep track of your tongue on stage. My absolute favorite one is to push the tongue against the teeth, the tip right here, and scrape it as hard as you can all the way along the underside, back. Scrape down and back as hard as you can. Do that about 2 or 4 times and then release the tongue. And you're going to feel a big difference in your tongue. It's really great. Bonus, if your throat is dry, you can bite your tongue. And in some cases, you may have to bite pretty hard. which will create a little bit of saliva and help you get through the scene if you're feeling dry. Double bonus, if you're getting dry often on stage, it's probably because of tension. So dealing with your tension is also going to deal with your dry throat, all right? Because even in the driest of theaters, you really shouldn't be struggling too much. And if you're struggling a lot all the time, then you have an issue we have to deal with, all right? So now let's go to the jaw. The jaw's a big one, right? Especially if we're in an intense scene. We're in an angry scene, gotta play a character. First, remember, when you're playing in an intense scene, you don't have to be tense. The audience simply has to buy your emotion. So your facial expression and your body language will actually carry everything you need. You don't actually have to be tight. In fact, if you're too tight, it's not going to be good for the audience either, because they get tight. So remember, you still have to sing. You still have to perform. Keep track of what needs to be loose so you can sing, and let your eyes and your intensity carry the acting. That's a big part of it. Secondly, if your cheeks are loose, your jaw will be loose. If your jaw's tight, you can't do it. So I like to bubble, or and if you're on stage, and you do one or two real quick, especially if you're looking side stage or upstage, it's a quick way to check your jaw, and your airflow will be loose, and your jaw will loosen up very quickly. Lastly, let's get to the neck. What can we do about the neck? Often the issues with the neck are not so much the neck itself. I mean, it might be the side muscles, the back muscles, but usually what people feel and they're really upset about is the tension right here at the instrument. So a very simple thing to do: swallow, yawn, relax. Swallow will bring your Adam's apple up, yawn will push it down a little, and relax will bring it back to neutral. And neutral is where we want to start from, right? We don't want to grab it down or have it pushed up. Neutral. Swallow, yawn, relax. Do that 2 or 3 times, you'll be great. Actually, if you do that when you're practicing, then when you get on stage, I find all I have to do is swallow once or twice before I sing a line, and I'm good to go. It just double checks, relaxed, and then I can sing. Another good way to take care of the neck, of course, this is kind of something you want to do before you get on stage, or is even really good to do right before you warm up, is a few head rolls, right? Roll side to side, nice and easy. I really don't recommend going back. That can crunch the neck or even make the voice feel a little bit funny. But roll side to side. It's even a good thing to do right before you walk on stage. You know, roll your shoulders, kind of get yourself ready, and then head out on stage. So those are 3 areas. Take care of the tongue, flex, relax, take care of the jaw, and take care of the instrument. Swallow, yawn, release. If you found these really useful, let me know. Leave a comment in the section below. Or if you have other ideas you'd like to share with people, share it down below. There are lots of ways to deal with tension, and I'm sure a lot of our singers could benefit from your advice. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel. And if I can be of service to you, please email me, KeithHarrisTraining@gmail.com.